So here we are again at the back of another defeat. It's 2026 and Tottenham have not won a single game in the Premier League. Macclesfield have beaten teams like Crystal Palace, for example, FA Cup holders. Wrexham, they've beaten a Premier League side as well on penalties. And yet here we are not having won a single game. And I don't think we beat those teams just mentioned either. I cannot even be bothered to go over the game because I am honestly at wit's end with this football club. Dad, take it away. What did you think about this game from start to finish?
From start to finish. Well, it's a team playing with very little confidence. The problem that is in every area of the game is keeping the ball. I can't remember a time of more than about 10 or 15 seconds of them keeping it, and lots of times about 3 or 4 seconds and losing it. It's just this panicky lack of confidence. Now, I would normally complain about the goalie, and I do have complaints about his distribution. I don't have complaints about his shot stopping. I mean, he's not a problem about shot stopping, but he does create this lack of confidence in the defence by his inability to pass out in any accurate way. In terms of midfield performance, very, very poor. Conor Gallagher has been a massive disappointment. I don't know what he adds. Up front, Kouali, he seems to have, well, he met a defender who just couldn't get past. The amount of silly fouls we gave away, just losing all momentum, just ridiculous fouls that were obvious fouls, just frustration. And it led to, well, I mean, we all know that Fulham could have been 3 or 4 up easily. And the fact that we got 1 goal back was against the run of play. And so what you said about the form is absolutely right. Yes, since 2026, but I think it's something like we've got 2 points in the last 9 games. And the only reason why we haven't gone further down the table is because Nottingham Forest lost and West Ham lost. And that's going to be the only way we stay up. We might get the odd win. We got a big game on Thursday, obviously. But I think that we're going to have to rely on the bad results of others because I can't see our results improving very much. I don't blame the manager. He was trying something. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, our players are not good enough. We got outplayed in the midfield, didn't we?
Yeah.
And what it was, you can get outplayed, but I want to see you chasing back. And there was one bit in the second half. Tell lost possession, and he's jogging back. Mickey has to zoom back because he went up because he wanted to do something up front. He ended up getting a foul, getting booked because one of our players wasn't trying hard enough to run back. Why are they not running back? He came on a sub anyway. He should be sprinting as much as he can. It's a very frustrating performance.
Yeah, frustrating is probably a light way of putting it. I agree with you that although Vicario's distribution isn't the greatest, it genuinely could have been 3-4-0 to Fulham.
Yeah.
I mean, there was that one-on-one with Emil Smith-Rowe and Vicario stopped that single-handedly. You do have to give credit where it's due, even if you're not the biggest fan of the keeper.
Which I did, and we did, and we are, yeah.
Well, I think the talking point is going to be about their first goal with the referee, because you and I were complaining last week about a goal that was disallowed. I think it was much lighter in terms of the contact. Should the goal have been given? In the rules of the game, probably not. But the problem is that the referees are just way too inconsistent. You don't go by the letter of the law. You just go by who's playing against who, and who they're going to give that leeway to and who they are not going to give that leeway to. It's getting boring now. You would think that, you know, some teams and fan bases look forward to just going back down to the Championship because they're not going to be dealing with this level of officiating. But obviously for us, that's not really our mindset. That's not our mindset. I'm making that clear. That's not our mindset, okay? No. I do not want to go down to the Championship. But the refereeing does kill the game off a bit. But you know what?
I'm going to disagree with you here, Sam. I'm going to disagree with you.
I'm not blaming the ref, by the way. I'm just making that clear.
That first goal, as much as our emotions tell us and make us shout, ref, call it as a foul, it wasn't a foul. It wasn't a foul.
It would have been a soft one if it
Of
was
course it would have
actually
been.
given. Not given, sorry.
Yeah,
It would have been a soft one.
it would have
But we
been.
are going by consistency. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I do think that obviously my view on the Arsenal game is that they cheated. But I can't say that this ref cheated. That's not a cheat. That is that's a decision that's annoying, frustrating again, but well within what was open to him.
I think the other problem. So sorry to cut you off. I think the other thing that we have to actually mention is why didn't Danso start? Because I could have pictured a complete different scenario if it was Danso there and not Dragerson trying to clear that off.
I don't know.
I don't know if the manager realises if Danso is a solid centre back or not, because we all say that he's a solid centre back. I personally love the guy. I love his work ethic.
Yeah. He's got a brilliant attitude to his game. And when we get a throw on, it's like a corner. Just stick him on for that. Like that Bournemouth player who's got that brilliant throw. Danso's throw is almost as good as his. Just get him on. He's at least as good a defender as Dragerson. I think better. I agree with you.
Better.
And he's consistent. He's consistent. And he's always looking like he wants to do something.
Yeah.
You know, so I agree with you. I would like to have seen him start. Is I don't like that if I want to remind us of his name, but is Romero coming back next game, or is there one more left? Is he back to the Palace?
I don't even know. Hang on. Let me ask co-pilot very quickly. This is not a sponsor, by the way, but if you do want to sponsor this channel, I'm all ears. Emails in the description below. But let's ask co-pilot very quickly. Confirmed he would miss the following fixtures: Newcastle at home, been there, done that. Arsenal, prefer not to speak about that. Fulham, done. And Crystal Palace. So we don't have
him. It's a 4-match ban, isn't it?
Yeah, 4-match ban. So we're still without Romero.
That's not necessarily a negative thing.
That's a controversial statement to make.
Yeah.
You're you end of the day. You're unapologetic. You don't care.
I just say how I feel. I feel let down by him because he's good enough, obviously, to play, but he does stupid things, really silly things, and he makes me feel nervous. A lack of creativity, I would say. When Tell came on, although he doesn't pass, at least he goes for it. He runs down that wing to try something, see if it comes off or not. And a couple of times it did, and it looked okay. But before he came on, I just didn't see how we were getting forward. We didn't threaten their goal. We didn't press. I'm not blaming the manager because he's got, I've got to choose my words. He's probably got, as a squad that's available to him, the poorest set of players. I don't remember. There's no spark. I mean, Simmons, who's meant to be our creative player.
That's the player we got to mention today.
Yeah. He was just
a good first half.
Disappointing.
The loss of possession from him was just... Do you know what? I've been trying to defend and back this guy, and I'm running out of room to be able to do that. It's like as if he's got the natural talent, you know, all these like flicks and tricks and this freestyle football, but he can't get the basics right, which always starts from a pass to keep possession. Yeah, that's my issue with him.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we need to be keeping possession, because the pressure that we put ourselves under by losing it all the time destabilizes everything at the back, doesn't it? I mean, we're constantly defending. I mean, I don't want to mention that game last Sunday, but we were constantly defending because we couldn't keep possession. And even against this team, we just couldn't keep possession.
This team is
frustrating.
This team have been consistently beating us at Craven Cottage, unfortunately. I think we are that team. You know, I heard the commentator saying that the shoe has changed and it's fitting elsewhere. You know, Fulham were that side that would battle it out. Now we're that side that are, we're supposed to be battling it out.
We're not really battlers,
I don't really see any. Yeah, exactly. I don't see any battle, any bottle, any fight. You know,
it was like at some stages it was like they're kind of giving up. Now, when Richarlison came on, his body language is all about never giving up and always going for it. And that kind of made things a bit better. Obviously, his goal helped, which was against the run of play, big time. But there's such little fight. Such little fight. I think the players that I would say were okay. I'm increasingly liking Archie Gray. I like how he gets on with whatever position he's in, and he seems to me to be trying hard. I like that. I thought Porro was okay. I thought some of his crossing was very good. I thought Richarlison changed something up front, and I think those are the only three positives I can think of at the moment. The biggest shout out, I think, goes to the fans, actually, because listening to them that first half, even though we were 2-0 down, it's definitely up to 1-0, I thought they were brilliant, singing non-stop. It sounded like we were the home team, didn't it? So that definitely gets a shout out.
Well, yeah, Craven Cottage isn't famous for its atmosphere, let's say. I mean, it's famous for other things, you know, posh area in London. Brentford fans like to call them Prawn Sandwich Brigade, I think it is. They've got their clappers and that. And do you know what? When I was hearing that Can't Smile Without You song by our good old friend Barry, I actually felt sad listening to that, because that felt like a final call for help from the away end to try and just create an atmosphere to see if it will do anything. I didn't really see it hit the players.
What it said to me, what it said to me is that we as fans all know that we kind of exist independently of all these players. And when this season finishes, however it finishes, we know, even if the worst happens or if the best happens, that we'll still be as passionate as we are every week watching our team from wherever we're watching them.